Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to ICMuS Student Concerts this afternoon. So we are moving after this week into weeks 5, which is, as we know, the Enrichment Week in the music department, which means a little bit of a chance for everybody to have a bit of a deep breath and take on board feedback that you'll be getting this week and catch up on any bits of work and practice that we want to do. But I think everybody at this point in term probably just needs a bit of a breather. And so that means that there will be no student concert or lunchtime concert next week. And then, of course, when we return in week 6, then we're back to both lunchtime and student concerts. Okay. I also, in week 6, would like to just make you aware that I'm going to change the Zoom link for these concerts in each of your module folders. So I'll put it in exactly the same place where you would normally find it, but I'm just going to change the link because at the moment it's Larry's account that it's coming from, and it really needs to be me in order to be able to report and capture some of the recorded material. But I'll announce it in week 5 at some point. But just if you're using the same link, just know that there's another link that will be happening in week 6 if you can't find us. Okay. So we have a really full programme today. We have 6 students who are performing. So let's just get going with it. So first up, we have a folk degree student, Andrew Legg. And Andrew's going to be playing 2 sets, the first of which is a slow air called Mostod Loch by James Alexander, and the last march by John Morris Rankin from Cape Breton. And his second set is a jig and a reel, Gordon Duncan's The Panda, and the reel is Delina Mackay, written by James Scott.
Hello, my name's Andrew Legg. I'm going to be playing you a couple of sets today for the student concert. I'm a 3rd year in folk degree, and I'll start off with a slow air which is written by James Alexander, who bides in Falkbears, which is where I stay. And then I'm going to finish off that set with a march called The Last March, written by John Morris Rankin. Thank you. Well, thank you, clapping. Now, not clapping even. Now I'll finish off my final set, and my final set is a jig called The Panda, written by the famous piper Gordon Duncan. Then I'm going to finish off with a tune by James Scott, which is a Highland bagpipe reel called The Lena Mackay. Thanks for listening. Thank you. Have a good day.
Good. That was a great start to the concert.
Thank you.
There's lots of really lovely comments going on from your peer group here, really saying that they're enjoying the kind of powerful approach that you take to tone, using all the bow on that fiddle. I wonder if you can talk to us a little bit about where you come from and where your folk style originated.
So I live in the northeast of Scotland, if you couldn't tell by my accent. And so it's there's quite a lot of different variations in Scotland, like towards a style, like where I'm from in the northeast, it's very well, you do like use your bow quite a lot compared to uh of where Queen's from, where Shetland, like it's nice, small, fluent bow movements, but in the northeast it is quite erratic, like the using your whole arm sort of thing. And yeah, I don't really know what else to.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's lovely. And in conjunction with that foot, which on times is a bit wild, it has to be said.
Yeah.
But I love that in the absence of piano or guitar there, the foot really does, make us want to get up and dance, which is really fantastic. So you are based in the Northeast and you stylistically play very much like a player from that area. But the second set that you played there, Andrew, is a kind of a departure for you, playing more of the kind of west coast of Scotland pipe repertoire.
Yeah.
What's been your challenges working on that set?
I would say like the ornamentation's always quite a tough one, where like the pipes and that, and trying to make it sound pipey on the fiddle, like trying to get like their third finger, but keep it nice and fluent sounding and not too sticky, and like so it's smooth and fluent basically. And trying to
Yeah,
make it sound.
Great. And I mean, the tunes themselves, they have all these polyrhythms in it. Everybody can probably see that. They're quite hard on the fiddle to try and navigate all those. Brave that you're sitting tapping your foot through all of them, Andrew. You know, just keep going on that.
I don't think like it just happens. Like I just can't like I always tell myself before recording, like try and not like tap your foot or anything like that. And I always tell myself it just never happens.
Me too. I love tapping my foot. And it's part of your kind of gestures. And as you say, it makes you feel good when you play. So we don't want to discourage it. It's a case of just getting it as kind of, what you call it, as standard as possible. Do you know what I mean? So that it doesn't disrupt the flow of your playing. But really super. One little thing I think would be useful for everybody in here is the camera position. A lot of the recitals that I've been seeing as well are taken from down on coffee tables. Much as I do love kind of seeing, you know, the kind of the view from the floor, I would say a lot of you need to be aware of how high that camera would be in order to actually capture, certainly for somebody standing up that's playing an instrument like yours. You might want to think about that.
Okay, so
just the camera position on that. But really great. Thank you so much, Andrew. That was lovely to start the concert today. So now we're going to go to Daisy Sitlani, and Daisy is pianist, and she is going to be playing two pieces, the first of which is by Glinka, and it's a nocturne in E flat, and the second piece is Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C sharp minor.
Thank you.
Lovely playing there from Daisy. Well done. That was really great. I hope you've enjoyed all those well-deserved comments there, Daisy. Really talking a lot about the fact that you're playing really dynamically. It's wonderful to hear that in the pieces that you chose there. So talk to me a little bit about the choice of those pieces, because you'd mentioned to me that those are not actually your interim pieces, which I know at the moment most people are just barely getting by the stuff they've had to do for interim. So do you want to talk a little bit about that, Daisy, about how you've been challenging yourself around repertoire?
Well, I just kind of thought that like working towards a certain deadline for some of my pieces that I haven't done much work on would help, like to get my head around them. And the Rachmaninoff was one that like I really needed to get some notes and stuff sorted with, so I just thought that would be a good idea.
So is this work preparing for summer?
Yeah.
For the bigger recital? Yeah. And talk to me a little bit. I mean, where you were playing there in the piece that we saw, what was the instrument you were using? I know it was the piano, but which room and which venue? And
it was a grand piano in the big practice room at uni.
Right. So okay. And how much of an impact, there's lots of pianists obviously in the room here, how much impact is that having on your kind of work and progress this year? Do you find, I mean, practicing on a keyboard is never going to be the same as practicing on a Steinway Grand, of course, but can you talk to us a little bit about
that? Well, I was quite lucky this term because I was back in Newcastle. I managed to get access to Armstrong through Olivia to get to a piano, but it is quite difficult because the Rachmaninoff especially, you have to use all three of the pedals, and most pianos only have like one or two, so that's been quite difficult to sort of work on, especially I think for the interims, because I didn't manage to get access till quite late. So I had to do quite a lot of rush practicing, but yeah.
I mean, I think that's something that you have a lot of empathy from people in the virtual room here. It's all very well if we have instruments that we either singers or people that have instruments that we can carry and are portable. We really do for the percussionists out there and for the marimba players and the pianists. My heart really goes out for you, and I think you're doing such a fantastic job that you're still able to challenge yourself through these times. So just keep going. It's really, really great work, Daisy.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to move on now to another folk fiddle player, and this time we have Mary Mackenzie. So Mary is going to play two sets, the first of which is a slow hornpipe and a reel. Hopefully she's going to tell us what they're called. And the second set is a set of jigs. Maybe you'll tell us after, Mary, what they're called. Yes, here we go.
Hi, I'm Mary and this is Hannah. We're going to play a couple of sets. The first set is a slow hornpipe called the Home Ruler, which I got off a Cathal Hayden recording, and then to a reel called Hand Me Down the Tackle. first one is The Mystery Inch by Damien O'Kane. Second one is Silver Hand by Les Knowles, not Silver Knowles. And ending with The Handsome Young Maidens by Charlie Lane. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great work there from Murray and from Hannah Lord, who's playing piano there, also finalist. Lots of, again, really great comments about the kind of flow and fluency in your playing, Murray. It really comes over. And obviously you're in a kind of luxurious position at the moment of flat sharing with an accompanist. I know there's several other people in the room here that have the same and others who don't. But I just wanted you to talk a little bit about kind of duo playing. I mean, do you enjoy playing solo, Mary?
No, I hate playing solo. I don't really like performing generally, but I think it's so much better when you have someone like Hannah to play with.
That's right. But you have such detail in your playing. I mean, a lot of that is your own creativity, and you're doing a lot of variations, etc., around the melody. I mean, I think everybody's comments you're going to read here, much as it's fabulous to have Hannah there, do have the confidence to give us your solo voice, because it really is, it's really stunning. Oh, my view has changed here. Yeah, the other thing I was going to ask about, Mari, was what about the kind of compromises that you're feeling in lockdown? I mean, what was your intention for a lineup in summer? Because obviously everybody knows that we're still having the maximum. The folk degree in old days had various people getting on and off stage with them all the time. What's your lineup going to be?
Well, ideally, I was wanting a full band. So I was wanting guitar, piano, but accordion, flute, like the works kind of thing. But that obviously didn't pan out because of COVID and stuff. So I think it's just going to be quite small. So it'll probably be piano and guitar, I'd like to say. I would love to have another melody instrument, but if you're only allowed 3, like I think I'd rather prioritize the kind of thing.
And I mean, you kind of your style. You're from Glasgow area, and you've been brought up within the Irish tradition, and the kind of instrumentation for that would quite often have another melody player, wouldn't you? Either a flute player or a button box accordion player with playing along with you there. But we can take just Mari on her own. It's really, really lovely playing. So well done to both of you. And what I would say to everybody that's out there in the virtual room, Mari and Hannah and various other people that stay in that flat have been a really integral part of an extracurricular session that I've been running this year called Tea Time Tunes. It probably keeps popping up in your email boxes and you go, what is that? But if anybody out there has ever fancied playing traditional music or having a go at a tune, it really is a kind of a fun environment, and we're asking a really fantastic bunch of international guests, tutors to come and teach us regularly. And we have had the great and the good so far. And next week we have, actually in week 5, we're going to be joined by Nancy Kerr, who is a singer, songwriter and fiddle player, and she's going to be coming to Tea Time Tunes. So it's the kind of thing you can drop in and out of. Come and just have some fun. It's 5:30 to 6:30 on Wednesday nights during term time. Don't be scared. We're a happy little bunch, really. Anyway, so that's that. So next up we have Jacob Lloyd, and Jacob is going to play the first movement of Haydn's Trumpet Concerto in E flat. Great, thank you. So, Jacob, thank you very much for that performance.
No worries, no worries.
It was obviously, was it done on campus before lockdown, or?
So it was during lockdown. I think similar to Daisy, I struggle, especially with being a trumpet player. It's quite hard to please your neighbours because they don't like trumpets.
Or
so
bagpipes, I found out in the folk world.
Yeah,
Scottish bagpipes, they're not into that either.
Very similar. Yeah, and yeah, we've had a couple of noise complaints, and my housemate is a law student, so does a lot of work. So it was trying to find a good enough balance where I could practice in a way that was going to actually benefit me rather than hindering everything. So eventually, I was given access to the music studios, which was it's been really good.
That's fantastic. So I couldn't really see. I mean, you were playing from with a backing track. Am I right in saying that? Yeah. Okay. So was that a kind of off the shelf backing track, or was that one that was made for you?
Yeah. So it was. Yes, I did. I did the whole concerto for my interim, but it's close to 20 minutes long, so I can only do a tiny bit. But yeah, I kind of that was part of the video I submitted for my interim. I just
that's lovely. Who was the accompanist?
Venera Boschkova.
Fantastic. We must give her a shout out for doing all that amazing work.
Yeah, she did my accompaniments last year as well for my final recital last year as well, and she's been really good and really helpful.
Oh, that's great to hear.
She's very good with like input and like the style and stuff like that. So it's really good to have someone like that.
Yeah, lots of people saying, Venera, she is. She's really fabulous, as are all the other accompanists that work in the department. What I was going to say, Jacob, was how, and there'll be many of you in the room here that will understand this as well, that are playing to backing tracks. I mean, is it when you set tempi and things like that, and you're working around, what you're aiming for in summer or an interim as regards tempo, are you having those conversations with Venera beforehand?
Yeah. So we because I kind of listened to it quite a lot, some people's recordings on like Spotify and YouTube before, I kind of gauge my tempo off them, and usually either drop it or push it on a tiny bit depending on kind of how we're feeling, and then we'll have a conversation, and usually we kind of stick very similar to the tempi that you hear online. But it's definitely worth having a conversation with them, because if you don't, then it could.
I really think so. And just kind of thinking about that as regards backing tracks, I mean, that is the difficulty, isn't it? I mean, normally if you were playing with Venera, she would understand the bits that you would need a bit more space in, and etc. How has it been, like, say, for an instrument that you play that requires a lot of kind of regular practice regime to keep your stamina up and keep the embouchure there? I mean, has that been challenging just to kind of get the hours in?
Yeah, especially when I'm not in Newcastle. It's even harder. But now that we're getting into uni like every day at the moment, it's been so much easier. Now you can totally tell the difference. When I first started playing backup, when I was allowed access, I was tired after like 25 minutes. But it's now that I've been in every day, it just helps you to push on and have longer practice sessions, and you can get more recordings than in one session kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there in the room here that are hearing what you're saying there. I think we're all feeling that, just actually either having the headspace to sit down and do your usual kind of practice regime. But good on you for keeping going, and that was really lovely to hear. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all. So let us move on to our final it's not the final, second penultimate person in the concert, and we have singer Erin Carroll. So I believe she's going to introduce her songs on the video. Yes, okay, so let's just see what Erin has to say for herself.
Hi, I'm Erin. The first song I'm going to sing for you is a cover of Lost One by Jasmine Sullivan. good one, you know when you lost one. You go out and fuck different people to cope and ignore all precautions. You drink and get faded, you feel like it's your only option. And if it's too late, I understand. Sometimes it's too late to make amends. Just hear me out before you let go. There is one thing that I need for you to know. Just don't have too much fun without me. Don't have too much, don't have too much fun. Please don't forget about me. Try not to love no one. Try not to love no one. Yeah. I know that that's too much to ask. I know I'm a selfish bitch, but I want you to know I've been working on it. I know that don't matter. I know that won't help you heal no fucking faster. Yeah, I know. I know I've been nothing short of a disaster. And if it's too late, I understand. Sometimes it's too late to make amends. Just hear me out before you let go. There is one thing that I need for you to know. Just don't have too much fun without me. Don't have too much, don't have too much fun. Please don't forget about me. Try not to love no one. Oh, try not to love no one. Yeah. Ooh, Okay, so the next song I'm going to sing to you is a traditional song that I've known my whole life, I think. It's called The Water is Wide. The water is wide, I cannot cross over, nor do I the wings to fly. Build me a boat that could carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. There is a ship, and she sails the sea. She's loaded deep, as deep can be, but not as deep as the love I'm in. For I know not if I sink or swim. The water is wide, I cannot cross over, nor do I the wings to fly. Build me a boat that could carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. and both shall roll. My love and Okay. So, the final song I have is an original that I call Today. It's quite hard to define what it's about, but I suppose it's about wanting people to love you the way that you love them. Yeah. Started out as a normal day, picked myself apart until all I saw was red. And I texted you right away. I don't know what's right and left, and I don't know if you'll regret the things you said to me yesterday. Started out as a conversation, turned into a lot of frustration, and I don't know if we'll be on our way. All I know is it's not hard to show that you care or could love me today. Ended up in an awful night, yeah, I just can't seem to get it right when all you can say is, do you feel okay? Simple things take a lot of time, and I'm telling you now that clock ain't right, 'cause it's showing me I've only been here for 7 days. Started out as a conversation, turned into a lot of frustration, and I don't know if we'll be on our way. All I know is it's not hard to show that you care or could love me today. Love me today. Love me. Love me today. 'Cause I would find anywhere to hold you. If you told me you believed that too. Yeah, would find anywhere to hold you. If you told me that you would too. All I know is it's not hard to show that you care or could love me today. Love me today. Love me. Love me today. Thank you.
Hi, Erin. Erin, I'm personally so delighted to hear you sing. That's the first time. I'm Erin's personal tutor, and we've had many conversations when I'd be dying to hear your voice, and it's just lovely, lovely to hear it. So, quite a variety in that choice of repertoire. So, do you want to talk to us about the different strands of material that you presented there today?
Yeah, so the first song was Jasmine, a cover of Jasmine Sullivan, who is an artist that I adore. I've gotten into her recently with her new album Hotels. Everyone should check it out. It's really good. But yeah, I just decided to really push myself because she's so perfect with her melisma, and it's always been something that I really want to work on. So I've just tried my hardest there. And then The Water's Ride, yeah, is just a representation of how I learnt to sing. It's one of the first songs I ever sung, really, around Grandad's table. So yeah, that was just because I love going back to traditional songs and reminding myself why I like singing them a cappella and how like powerful they make me feel. And yeah, the last one's me trying out some material with everyone. Thank you for everyone that's so nice about it. It's terrifying to sing your own stuff, but yeah, thank you.
Oh, it's really great. So the first song that you sang, the Jasmine Sullivan song, you were using, is it looped? Have you made those loops yourself?
Yeah, so the background was me looping my voice into the loop pedal and then
Yeah.
using that as a backing track kind of thing. Because I really love looping at the moment. It's like one of my main things that I'm doing as a composition.
Great. And are you looking at live looping and obviously recorded loop backing tracks? Yeah.
Yeah, both. So live looping I would love to do, but it does take a long time. So when you've got like a obviously 10-minute period, I didn't want to take up too much time live looping. So I usually pre-record for this, but in real, if we get back to some real life, I would love to live loop for everyone. That would be great.
Yeah, and there's some really experts in the room here that I've heard already. It's that kind of thing. So look forward to a gig with all that happening. It would be great. And then your own songwriting, Erin. Have you been working on that as part of modules this year? Your composition work, or is it just?
Yeah, composition work. That song I wrote during the first lockdown, so I've had it for quite a while, but I've worked on it kind of over and over again. I think that this year has been like last year and this year have been the years that I've started to feel confident in my own writing, because I haven't written that much in general, but I think having the freedom to just sit here and try again, as much as lockdown has been really hard, that's been one real good positive of it, that been able to just try out new things and see how
I mean, is there I'm just kind of putting this out there, but you know, in this kind of environment when we are all kind of more available than we would be if we weren't in the lockdown situation, I mean, is there a platform that you've created amongst your peer group to kind of share songs writing or tune writing? Is that something that's happening? Because that would be a fantastic thing to do, you know, even just once a month or something, to just have a place that you could kind of show some of this work and get a bit of feedback. Because it is, when you're in lockdown here, in more than ever, I feel that as a musician myself, you need something back. It doesn't all have to be positive, you know, but we want to have.
So I think that would be a good idea to get some. I think that's what we're all missing from being musicians is just being able to talk to other ones and you know, get people's advice, because that is the best thing to do when, especially when you're starting out. Like I am, writing your own stuff, you do just want someone else's ears, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
well, there's a whole heap of amazing people out in this room here. Anybody who's interested in that, you should start getting that going. That would be my advice to you. So thank you so much, Erin. And also, I have to say, nice camera positioning on your. It does make a difference that you actually just raised it up a little bit, the camera level. It was really great. So thank you. And I realise that each instrument has its own difficulties in this environment. You know, Daisy, I was also going to say to you, I love the fact that we ended up almost in the piano with you in the positioning for your the video camera there. But again, these are things to ask about with your tutors and myself. If you want to come and have a review of what you're planning for your summer material, then please feel free to use staff here as a sounding board on those things. Well, we are once again coming to the end of the student concert, and we have a classical singer to end with. We have Charo Hylton. So Charo is going to be singing one of the biggest pieces of bass repertoire that's out there. I'm just bigging you up here. Sarastro's aria from Mozart's Magic Flute. And then we're going to have a very contrasting piece. We're going to have Vagabond by Vaughan Williams.
O Isis und Osiris der Weisheit Geist, dem neuen Band, die der Wandre lenket, steckt mit Geduld sie in Gefahr, steckt mit Geduld sie in Gefahr. Lauf sie der Briefen Früchte sehen, doch sollten sie zu Grabe gehen, so lohnt der Tugend kühnem Lauf, nimm sie in euren Wohnsitz auf, nimm sie in euren Wohnsitz auf.
Thank you. The final song I'll be doing is The Vagabond from Ralph Vaughan Williams' Songs of Travel. This song, as you can tell from the name, is about a vagabond, a homeless person who's effectively lost everything and is kind of remembering what time was like before and will they ever get some of this kind of stuff back. So I hope you enjoyed the recital and thank you.
The life I love, let the life go by me. Keep the jolly heaven above, and the byway nigh me. Where in the bush with stars to see, predicting the river. Let the life for a man like me. There's a life forever. Let's the blow from soon or late, let what will be o'er me. Keep the face of earth around, and the road before me. Well, fire's not hope, no love, nor a friend who know me where fields I linger. Silencing the bird on tree, biting the blowing white has filled the frosty field on the fireside haven. Not to autumn will I yield, not to winter even. Let the blossom soon or late, let what will be on. Give the face of earth around and the road before me. Well, fire's not home, no love, no friends to know me. All I ask, the heaven above. All below me.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed.
We definitely did, Charo. Sorry about the little technical glitch there at the end. Kind of destroyed your fabulous fade at the end there, but really great singing. Enjoyed that. So I take it you classed yourself as a bass or a bass baritone. What's the sketch on that? A bass.
I know Larry likes to call me even the tenor sometimes, but I'm not. Yeah, definitely a bass. But yeah, it's weird. I think with singing because sometimes I can hit the note, sometimes I can't. It's got a lot of that. Obviously, a lot of it's down to technique, but sometimes as a singer, it is sometimes just on your day. You have these things where you can sing better than other days. But yeah.
I understand your pain. I went through 5 years of being a classical singer and I do understand that. You have a real beautiful warmth and quality around your voice that a lot of people are kind of commenting on here. But you're choosing these big ranged kind of songs. Yeah. So what are you working on to summer, Charo? What's the kind of plan? Are you heading more?
My summer recital, I want to do these kind of songs around power. So maybe songs like this, and there's another Sarastra aria in Diesel Hagen, which I love to do as well. And I kind of want to explore my range, really. Obviously, I want to kind of stick to the low stuff, but it's very tempting for me. I asked my singing teacher in lessons, can we just do loads of low things? But in kind of the opera role, there's not necessarily stuff that's low, because I don't find that low in my range, but I kind of try and bring it out a bit more. So it's kind of just experimenting with different ranges in songs, to be honest.
Yeah, I would really encourage you to do that because I could hear up there in your higher range. It's a scary place, Charo. I understand it's totally scary, but I can hear there's a really beautiful quality there. You know, just really try and go for it. Of course, it's going to take so much support to do that, but it would be lovely contrast to the material that I can tell you feel really comfortable with, and you know, you're obviously happy up there on the stage, even if it is your living room there. You come across as a really you know, we're drawn into your performance, which is always really nice to see. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
So that brings us to the end of this week's concert. I'm sure you're all dying to go and have some tea. Thank you for your kind of attention. I've been flicking through the screens and I can see a huge improvement on the kind of engagement here. So it is really important, because if you're the person that's up there, and you all will be at some point in time, you know, we might hear you speaking to somebody else in the room, but we don't know what that's about, and it's kind of quite hard not to take it like, oh, I've done a faux pas or whatever. So thank you for your kind of attentiveness. That's been really, really great. And just a little reminder for anybody who came in late, the week 5 next week is a week to catch breath, catch up with reading and practice, etc. No lunchtime concerts or student concerts next week. And we'll see you on the new Zoom link. Please do check on your module page for that, and I'm going to post that up next week. And I'll see you in week 6. So have a great week. Bye.